What's up, everyone? Arctic here, and today is another motivational morning. You guys know it's Thursday, 8 a.m., and this is to pump you guys up, carry you through the weekend, and make you feel a little bit better about yourself, hopefully. And today, I'm going to talk about basically a concept that I kind of heard Eric Thomas talking about. If you guys don't know him, I've talked about him a couple times here and there on my channel. I put his channel down in the description if you guys want to check it out. Really powerful motivational speaker, and he's kind of the inspiration for me kind of doing this more so than anything, and trying something a little bit different and telling more personal stories about my trials and tribulations, and how, you know, they kind of relate to the gaming space and just everyday life and things that I'm doing. But today is about being average, and not fulfilling the talents that you have, underperforming. And I'm going to just give you guys just a little bit of history about me. I played a lot of sports growing up, mainly football, but I played everything: baseball, ran track, played soccer, even dabbled with like things like tennis and stuff as like other just sports to play to see if I was good at them. Played basketball for a very long time. And, you know, I never really took it that serious until maybe my senior year of high school. And, you know, if you guys saw my Twitter a couple weeks ago, I made out this random tweet. We're in middle school, and I have to check to actually see if this is a state record. And I'm going to actually call my middle school and see if they can verify. But I actually jumped for long jump in track and field. I jumped 20 feet 6 inches. And so I did a little research around the internet, and as a 14-year-old, that's like almost like a national record. It's really close. The only one I saw that was higher was 21 foot 4 inches, and I saw 20 feet 7 inches in Texas. I can't remember what school it was, but those are all 8th grades. And most of the time you hit about 20. I've seen that kind of consistency, some 19s, some 18s. But 20 feet 6 inches is pretty ridiculous for a 14-year-old kid, and I jumped that. And I could dunk a basketball at 14 in 8th grade. And I never really thought about, hey, you know, this is some really fantastic stuff. I really need to hone this. You know, I grew up in a single parent household. My mom was the figurehead. My dad was into sports, but he wasn't around during that time period. And he was really the motivator behind, and my mom was too, but he was really the motivator behind trying to push me early on when I was younger and we were all together. And he would be that guy. And then when he wasn't there, it was like, yeah, this is fun. Now I'm going to go do football. Now I'm going to go do basketball. Now I'm going to go do this. And it was never really like, you know, it was always like a hobby. I never really took it too serious. And then when I got to my freshman year of high school, the coaches there knew all about the things that I was doing in middle school. And they were like, hey, you want to play football for the varsity squad? And so I was like, yeah, sure. And so in middle school, I played quarterback. I probably should have stayed there. But my throwing ability, just not something I practiced. You know, I was a pitcher in baseball, and so I could throw the ball, but I never really honed that skill for football. And so they were like, we want you on the field now. How about you just hop in at running back? I didn't really want to play running back, didn't have the body built for it. I was really like kind of skinny. I probably would have been better for like a wide receiver position or something like that. But nevertheless, I was like, oh man, I want to play. And the second game of the season, I hurt my MCL, tore my MCL, my PCL, and I never really, I would say during my high school, I never really recovered and got back to my full form. I mean, by the time I was a senior again, I was able to jump probably about 22, 23 feet for the long jump. But, you know, people were expecting me to do like 25 feet and break the state record and all that stuff for Ohio. So there was a lot of expectation that I had, obviously, going in to high school. And, you know, I never really took sports seriously. And I never really took my academics that seriously, but I was just like coasting by. Like, you know, I did really well. I was in a lot of honors classes. And, you know, 3.3 was good for me, with maintaining, you know, sports and stuff. I was just like, okay, didn't really hit the weights that hard in the weight room. And, you know, my senior year, I had a lot of scouts come out. I had Big Ten, you know, Minnesota, I had Penn State. I didn't have Ohio State, I had Indiana, a lot of Big Ten schools, and they kind of looked at my physique and they were like, man, that kid's pretty skinny. And I had a lot of coaches say that to me, man, you're a pretty skinny, slender kid. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And so, it was just, it never really hit home that I was like, I need to be in the weight, or I need to be getting better. And it was just like, I was already better than most of the people, and I didn't really try. And so, when I got to college, I ended up signing with University of Cincinnati. There was people as big as me, as fast as me, and I didn't really work on things to be better than them. And coming out of high school, so it was like I had to play catch up. And so that's kind of where I started to appreciate work ethic. And the coaches there are kind of on your ass. When you're in high school, you're the big fish. When you go to college, your freshman year, it's like high school freshman year all over again, except the difference is, they're not catering to you. You know what I mean? It's like you are the small fry. There's guys that are men. And you're still like a growing boy at that point. So that's when the work ethic started kicking in. And they wake you up at 4:00 in the morning, and things you'd be like, man, I'm tired, and they just make you run, and it's craziness, absolute craziness. But it forces you to stop underperforming. It forces you to be better than average. It forces you to ask yourself, is what I'm doing better than the next guy? Is what I'm doing better for me than how I was the day before? And so that work ethic from college, my 18, 19, 20 years old, like that started to sink in for me. And I never really had that appreciation for it up until I started to see people that were as fast as me, as stronger than me, and could do everything that I could do, but they were better because they worked at it. And so at that point, I felt like, man, I was really underperforming. I was being average. God gave me these talents, and I was being average. I was born with these natural gifts, and I was being average. I was underperforming, and I'm just now realizing that. And so, after I got out of college, that same mentality kind of just stuck. I don't want to be average. I am not going to be average. I am not going to underperform. It is not going to be me. You will not see that from KL Smith. You will not see that. So every day I ask myself, am I better than I was yesterday? Every day I ask myself, can I do this video better? Can I make this video better? Can I present this better? Can I make this commentary better? Did I respond to this guy's question today? Did I respond to that guy's question yesterday? I always try to improve because I want to be better than average. And, I kind of look at my career path, and I've almost willed everything to an extent that has happened in my life. And it's just after that point in time for college football and that atmosphere, I just said, I will not let people outwork me. I will not let this guy be better than me. I will not be average. Each one of you is not average. Each one of you has the potential to do very great things, and you just need to realize it. Don't underperform. Don't sell yourself short. And that's my message for you today.